skaters in NHL history and one of the great captains of the Montreal Canadiens. Joe Tilley's Great Canadian Sports Show coming up. Welcome to the program. We have another exciting guest for you today. Very pleased to have this guest today. He hails from Drummondville, Quebec. He played in 968 games over 16 NHL seasons, all with the Montreal Canadiens. 5 of those as team captain. 428 goals, 435 assists. 4 times he hit the 40-goal mark. Winner of 10 Stanley Cups. The Conn Smythe Trophy winner from 72-73. In 1982, he was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, the Roadrunner, Yvan Cournoyer. Yvon, so pleased to have you on the show today.
Good day. Thank you to invite me.
Now, listen, you grew up in Drummondville. How did you develop those wheels? How did you become that incredibly fast player that we saw playing through the 60s and 70s?
I don't know. I always had good legs when I was playing. I was skating a lot on the ice. Those days I was outside the rink, and we were gripping the snow many times because we wanted to play. And I always skate quite a bit, so I developed a good skating ability. And I was young, and I always play with people older than me because I was fast, and he said I was older than I was. So, but I was lucky to have that speed.
Well, also you had massive thighs, from what I understand. You had to have your clothes prepared by tailors specially made. Is that true?
It's true, but it's not very comfortable. You have to close to measure. So I always said I dress very badly.
Well, not too badly. Now, listen, you played junior hockey in Lachine, and then you went to the Montreal Junior Canadiens. How did you end up with the Junior Canadiens?
I think I was gonna involved with the Junior Canadiens, and that year they were playing in Ottawa, and Hall, Ottawa. So that year they moved to the Forum in Montreal. So that was perfect for me. I was living at home, and I did have to go in pension outside of Montreal. So that was a perfect timing for me to make the Montreal Canadiens Junior. So I was very lucky.
So the team moves from Ottawa Hull into Montreal the year that you start, so you don't even have to leave home. And here you are playing in the Forum with the Montreal Canadiens in the same building. Your final junior season, 63 goals in 53 games. You were the OHL Player of the Year. Did you expect to make the big club after that kind of a final season in the O?
Well, you never know with Montreal. They don't trade too many guys. They've been winning quite a bit. So, but at that time, I was hoping to make the team because we had the good. We practice in the same place, the Forum, and we have a chance to talk to a few guys on the team. Montreal Canadiens was practicing sometimes, so we have the chance to look at them and what they're doing. But it's very hard. You're never sure of yourself. Maybe you have a chance, but you never know you're going to make the team. But I play. I was 20. I played 5 games for a tryout, and I scored 4 goals in the 5 games. So the next year they did protect me because they had to put somebody on the list for the draft. So the next year I just made the team, and I stayed for 16 years.
Well, 4 goals in 5 games, I'd say that's a pretty good indicator that this might be a guy that we want to keep around. But Tell us about playing with the Montreal Canadiens, that great franchise, as a rookie in 1963. I don't imagine it was an easy lineup to crack back
No,
then.
that was not easy. That was not easy, and that's why I play. I play on the power play to start a little bit because we had like we play on 3 lines. So, but those guys make you feel like at home. They're very nice guys. You know, when you sit beside Jean Béliveau in the room and Henry Richard and John Ferguson, and so they make you, they show you how to win. They've been winning before, and they show us, they show me how to continue to win.
Well, we have actually a clip of you when where you were a young player. You were getting it done on the power play in the first year. You weren't quite a regular with the team into your second year, but you were getting it done in the power play. Let's listen to that interview. This is back.
Last year you scored 16 out of 18 goals on the power play. This year you already have 5. What little tricks do you use out there?
I think we got to move pretty fast from that net. Don't sit there and still. You got to have a good wrist shot, and we got to be fast.
You know what Clancy says about you? He said, if I was still playing hockey and that little fella hung around my net, I'd put the wood right to him. What's your comment on that?
Well, they already get a penalty. I think he's going to have another penalty, so we're going to play 5 against 3.
And you'd get another goal.
Yeah.
Thanks very much, Yvan.
Yeah. What do you think of seeing that?
Exactly was what happened.
Right. So if they did lay the wood to you, they take another penalty, and of course you'd score on the power play, and your power play was extremely effective back then.
Yeah, and I was telling Jean Béliveau sometimes, Jean, let me play a minute. No, don't score a goal right away. At least I can play a minute, and after we can score. But Toe Blake always said he hated goals again, you know. And he said, if we win the Vizina and we're going to finish first and win the Stanley Cup. So that's why he thinks I was not too much defensively. But I never finish plus and minus. I never finish minus in one season. So every time I got a goal against, I look what door. Toe Blake was the further from the bench, and I took that door because he hated goals again. And so give me the time to let him relax a bit and go back on the bench.
Was Toe Blake? It seemed that Toe maybe didn't really take to you right off the bat. Was he a good coach for you? Was it positive having Toe Blake? I mean, he's a Hall of Famer, obviously, a great coach. But would you call him would you say that he was a good coach for you to have?
He loves his players. He can be hard for the press, in front of the press with the player, but in the room, he was like a father for me. Even when he retired after, when I have problem a little bit, you always, in the season, you always got problem a little bit sometime. So I was going and see him at his restaurant and sit in his office and talk about what we're going to do, what I should do, and to change. But he was, after he retired, I go and see him a lot because he was one of the best coaches I had.
Well, that's interesting how, you know, he taught you so much, and then you get to go to see him after he retires and at his restaurant. But
yeah.
Tell me, how did you get the nickname Roadrunner?
Oh, that was I was in New York a Saturday afternoon, and I was just flying. I scored a couple of goals, and I think I have the win on my back that day to help me. But after the game, a reporter from the Sport Illustrated came in the room, and he said, Yvan, he said, today, he said, you were the Roadrunner. You were so fast, nobody could touch you. You scored a few goals. And so he put in the Sport Illustrated, the Roadrunner scored 2 goals and nobody could touch him. So 2 weeks after, there was only 6 team in the league that day. So we go back in New York. And the same guy came in the room. So I said, listen, come here. I said, "Did you know what you did to me?" He said, "Well, I put the Roadrunner, scored 2 goals, and nobody could touch me." I said, "Now I got to skate fast the rest of my career." I said, "That's what it's going to be." So, the name stay after that, and even now, a lot of people call me still the Roadrunner.
Well, it did stick for the rest of your career. Your speed stuck with you, and your incredible playmaking skills and agility. We actually have a goal here, which I found is just incredible. It shows off your speed, your playmaking skills. Now, you could shoot obviously any which way. Your left-handed shot, but in this clip we got coming up here, if you can roll that, you're actually it's against the North Stars. We're going to see in the replay coming up. You're skating out of your zone. Here we go. All right. You're here. Here's a defenseman trying to cut you off at the pass here. So you go around him. And now look at this. You're switching left hand to right hand. And you bury it top corner.
You know what? I never thought I was going to see this goal again. But I never see the replay of that goal. But I'm going to tell you.
Go.
And he puts the Canadiens 2 in front. It's 3-1.
What do you think of that?
Oh.
Backhander scores. It's 3-1 Canadiens.
I was my father had a machine shop, and I went there one day and cut myself 10 steel puck, a little bit different weight, like 2 ounces to maybe like 8, 9, 10 ounces, and I was shooting all summer 10 shot left, 10 shot right. For the wrist, both wrists, I have to work out my both wrists. So I became to do, and I after on the ice, I was practicing that, and the guy said, you're doing that for nothing. You're never going to score a goal like that. I mean, it's impossible. So after the goal, I went back in front of the bench and I said, "Hey, guy, is it working or not?" I never see the goal again. I didn't know he said that was the backhand because I knew I changed in, but he said that was the backhand, the announcer, and that was last week when I saw the goal again. I was really impressed to see it again because you said that to some people, then you switch in, but sometimes they don't believe you. But now I got proof.
There's the proof, buddy. There it is. Yeah, thanks to Paul Pascu for that. Yes, the Hockey Time Machine, great program. I saw that. You were awesome. So, what was it like, Yvon, to win that first Stanley Cup, first of 10?
It's a dream come true, especially the 7th game against Chicago. I think Jean scored, and I had a goal too. I went around Moose Vasco. I think he still have a cold just from the wind. I passed beside him, and I have a goal in the game. But I did play much, but I participate. And Joe, to win a Stanley Cup, you don't win a Stanley Cup alone. And no matter what you say, I won 10 Stanley Cup, but I was really lucky to have the kind of player around me that we had. You can participate in the playoff, but you don't win it alone. You need a good organization, a good coach, a good goalie, especially because Ken was really something else. And I was lucky to have many good guys around me. So that's why I have 10. I say I had 5 Stanley Cup with the old guys like Jean, Henry, Claude Provost, Ferguson, Backstrom, and Blake. But after that, the new group came like Guy Lafleur, Larry Robinson, Serge Chavard, Jacques Lemaire. So I was right in the middle to the change, and that's why I have 10 Stanley Cup, because I have 5 with the oldest guy, and I got 5 more with the youngest guy.
Well, the timing of your career was pretty good, no doubt about that. Coming in with the Toe Blake and the older group, and then the new guys who are just coming in. But I mean, such an incredible job of building both teams, right? Well, do you have a particular Stanley Cup that sticks out the most for you out of the 10?
Well, I think there's two maybe. Well, the first Stanley Cup I had is the dream come true. You never know you're going to win the cup one year, and the first year I win it. And I think I never see a team that hopped for a series when we played at Philadelphia. We knew that all the other team was with us to win, because if we were to lose against them, I think every team would have like hire the same style than Philly, aggressive and fight and be tough at home. But we had to win, and we that was a good one to prove that we can play hockey. If you want to play tough, we have a team to play tough, and if you want to play hockey, we have a team to play hockey. So winning in 4 straight against Philadelphia, I don't think after that they never win again.
No, it's funny because we had Reggie Leach on the show last week, and he was the Conn Smythe Trophy winner for that cup, even though they lost. Because he had 19 goals in that playoff run, which was phenomenal. But there are a lot of people who say that because of the way the Flyers played, the Broad Street Bullies, and they were changing the game and causing teams to go out and get tougher and tougher and tougher and tougher. And the Montreal Canadiens brought the focus back to skill. Do you think that was the case?
I'm going to tell you, before the season start, we went there for in the preseason game, and we bring all our big guys and the farm team, so we were ready for them. We know something can happen anyway in Philly. Always things happen. So Bobby Clarke was facing Doug Risebrough, and Bobby Clarke, we had I think 2 games home and home. So Bobby Clarke said to Risebrough, he said, if you take his stuff today, tomorrow is going to be tougher. Well, he said, so Risebrough said, why wait tomorrow? So he grabbed him, and that was a free-for-all fight. Both teams. I don't think we finished the fight, the game, and that was after that. We knew we can play with them any way they want to play.
We can beat them we can beat them in the alley, or we can beat them on the ice, whatever they like to do. Yeah, no, that was certainly that did set the tone for you guys, no doubt about that. So I want to backtrack a little bit to 1972 because that's when Bobby Clarke was a teammate rather than a foe. And I'm talking about, of course, the Summit Series, which many Canadians will remember you very fondly. What do you remember most about that 72 series with Russia, the Soviets?
So many things happened. You cannot duplicate that series because we were supposed to win in the 8 games completely, and we had bad report of them. They said they're not very good. They have old equipment, old stick, and the goalie is bad, and so we were not ready. And before the game, I said to Frank Mahavlich, I said, Frank, they've been winning the Olympics, and they've been having a good team. So I said, I'm really afraid. I don't know what to expect. We have nothing. We knew nothing about them, and we scored the first goal right away. So I was on the eye with Phil Esposito, and everybody said, "Wow, that's it now. The game is going to be easy," and we lost 7-3. And they have a very, very good hockey team, and we did respect them. We think we're going to win, and we get beat. And I said, for me, the most important game in Canada was in Toronto, when we win in Toronto, because if we were to lose that game again, I don't think we were able to come back. But knew then we can beat them. Now that was just for us to make sure that we change our style, and then we get in shape, and we have a chance to beat them. But we had to beat them in Toronto.
Right, because that would have been down 2-0 heading, losing two of the first two home games would have been disastrous. Well, actually, we have some video of a goal that you scored in game two, which was the turning point, as you said. At this point, having lost 7-2, 7-3 in the opener, you have to win back home in Toronto.
Oh yeah, we had to. I told Brad Park, if they have a penalty and the puck is on our zone, I said, watch me. I'm just gonna turn and go full speed, and that's exactly what happened. That was a fixed play, and every time I see a Brad, I said, Brad, that was a hell of a pass.
Right. Well, Vic, let's roll that video of the goal from game two for Yvan Cournoyer. And Yvon, okay. Apparently, Vic is having problems with that particular file, so we don't get to see the goal at this particular time. If we can find the goal, we'll get it to you later on. But that you come back and you win the game 4-1 in Toronto. It gets the series back on even terms. The rest of the trip home. The home games did not go particularly well. So now you're in the hole when you get to Moscow. Then in game 6, 7, and 8, you guys have to win them all to come back. Yeah. And of course, we all remember, Paul Henderson's goal in the 8th game. But that would not have happened if it was not for the Yvan Cournoyer goal, which tied the game, which gave you a chance to win it. So, Vic, do we have that one ready? Here we go. Okay, so Phil Esposito gets it in front to you. First chance is stopped. Here's a second chance. Cournoyer scores on the backhand. There you go. That was the goal that tied it, and of course, it set up the winning goal by Paul Henderson. Nice job by Phil Esposito to say. Wait, was he your team leader in that series? Would you say that Espo was the guy who kind of brought you guys together?
Well, I think so. I think he did a hell of a speech, and when we lost in Vancouver after the game, and I think going to Russia, we have a chance before to play a couple of exhibition games in Switzerland. So it's really helped us to train again and to get in shape, and I had a good feeling when we left Canada and we were doing better. But we lost the first game in Russia. And I think if we not went in Sweden to get in shape and get used to on the big heights, because it's a very different than the smaller heights than we have. So we get used to the rink a little bit. But we lost the first game. They came back again, and Yakushev, and they had a very good team. So, but what we did at first, I think we did respect them at first. We thought we were going to win easy, and I think they did respect us. They said no way they can win 3 games in a row in Russia, and we were aware of that, and we played game by game, and Paul Henderson was fantastic. But they said if we were to finish even, like for the point, the Russians said they're gonna win because they score more goals than us. So right. that the last goal was very important to us.
Right, they took away any bragging rights that they might have had by saying, "Oh wow, we 8-game series, we scored more goals, we win." But Canada won. Canada won that game. Yeah.
They find a way to win no matter what happened. But they did win.
That's correct. So you tell us about your experience with the Soviet Union at that time. What was it like? I mean, coming from Canada, and Montreal, beautiful city, and do anything you want. And then you end up in the Soviet Union. What was the biggest thing that you noticed?
That was so different than Canada. I mean, everything was different. I mean, that was for us. That was like a war almost. Their system against our system to the way to live, and But that was a very good experience. I have a chance to go back after like 3-4 times in Russia, and you know, they were good guys. I know we did like them at first, and we did like them when we play against them. But we have a chance to know them a little bit before, after the tournament. So I got a little thing to tell you. Tilley, he was a very nice guy. So I have to go to Toronto with Tilley signing autograph one day, and he's just coming from Russia. So I have to go and pick him up, and we have about 5 hours to kill before we take our plane to go to Toronto. So I bring him home. I said, we're going to go home. Beautiful day. So I had a pool, and I said, well, we had 5 hours. You want to go for a swim? So I give him a red bathing suit, and it fit. And I look at it, I said, I don't believe I got a Russian in my pool. That's unbelievable. I have a Russian. And after we go to Toronto and sign autograph for a couple of hours.
Well, that's crazy. Yeah, like but that's what I've heard about Tretiak. Great guys that once you get to know these guys, they didn't choose to have the type of system that they had. They were just normal people that had to deal with it, and So anyway, that's kind of eventually it led to the European invasion and the Russian invasion of the NHL, and look where we are today, right? What a multinational. Yeah.
When we left Russia in the plane, everybody, when the plane took off, everybody get up in the plane and sing "O Canada." Try to get up in the plane when the plane just gonna go up. And I don't know what happened, but everybody went up and sing "O Canada," and they were coming back.
Well, I got shivers thinking about that, Yvon. I mean, it's like that series, it seemed like really brought Canadians together coast to coast. I mean, everybody watched it. We talked about some of those moments, when Espo was, at Vancouver after the loss, and look at guys, we're doing the best we can. Please get, behind us here. We need some support. And then, of course, it sort of turned the tide and you started to get the support. And could you feel it? Could you sense it on the other side of the world over there in the Soviet Union?
Oh yeah, we were much closer on the road because we were always together, always. And at home, we had a practice. Some guys cannot make it. One guys would make it, but we were much close on the road. And Phil always after his speech, it was really tremendous. But on the road we were together, and we started to have a team again. And no matter if you play for different team, we had to win. We said, I don't think if you were to lose, nobody would come back. We would stay over there. we had to win, and that was amazing, winning the last 3 games. But they did respect us at the end. I think they never thought we were going to win 3 games at Moscow, at their home. So but we came back.
Yeah, I think you. If they didn't respect you before, they certainly had to with those 3 great games that you won at the end. So that was 72, and that same season, 72-73. Turned out to be a great playoff run for you as well with the Habs and a great cup run. You ended up winning the Conn Smythe Trophy. How does this happen? I mean, you've had this Summit Series, which had to take a lot out of you. Then you got the entire 72-73 campaign. Then you got a long playoff run, and at the end of this long playoff run, there's Yvan Cournoyer winning the Conn Smythe Trophy, dominating in the playoffs. How did you have that much gas left in the tank?
Well, I just went against the Russians, so I have to win for the Stanley Cup. You don't go there, and it's really funny because after the game, Dennis Hall was sitting beside me, and Dennis never win the Stanley Cup. So he asked me, he said, Yvan, is it like that when you win a Stanley Cup? I look at Dennis, I said, Dennis, you don't know? You don't know? So Dennis Stanley Cup, but that was a good feeling to win again. And I was lucky to be on the ice when it happened.
Well,
it's
and
going
not
to
only,
be
okay,
here.
go ahead.
It's
Finish
going to
that.
be here. And 50 years already. The 28th of September, that's the last game we played. And all Canada was stopped. Nobody was, every school had a TV, but we didn't know. But we knew when we came back on our country, then everybody was watching it. Everybody was watching the game. Nobody was working. So that was really impressive. That was very nice to come back home.
I remember I was talking to somebody just the other day, and they said they were. I remember I was in school, but I remember somebody was saying that they were in school and they went to the library because that's where the TV was, and that's the only place in the school the TV was. And right after Henderson scored the goal, the librarian shut off. Said, "That's enough. That's enough," because everybody was cheering and going. And they were in a library. And she's like, "You can't do this in a library. It's sacrilege or whatever." But thank God they got to see the goal.
Yeah, that was amazing. We didn't know, but when we came back, we said that everybody was watching the game and nobody was working, and that was a good time on the afternoon. I think it was around 2:00. I think before different hours. So that goal every year. Somebody said, "Oh, I remember." I think they remember when the goal was scored. You remember where they were and what they were doing. So it's something very, very impressive. A series like that you cannot duplicate. It's so many things happen with the referee, all the interference, and anyway. So you cannot duplicate that series.
It was so cool. It reminded me a little bit about when the women's soccer team won the gold medal. They had to beat the refs and the Americans, and then they had to beat the refs and I think it's Sweden. Anyway, great moment. Changed everything. And then of course you come home and have that great playoff run. It turns out that you won the Conn Smythe Trophy and the Stanley Cup in 72, 73, and you had a torn abdominal muscle. You were playing with a torn. Is that true?
Yeah. I get frozen before each game, before the game, and I win the Conn Smythe. And if that was this, I think 7th game in Chicago, and if I did score 15 or 16 goals in the playoff, I think Dennis Saul would have the Conn Smythe because he had a very good playoff game. So in the summer, I go to New York, and they gave me a brand new car, and go back home. And the next season start, I played with Dennis in 72 series, so I knew him a little bit better. So exhibition game, I called him before the game. I said, "Dennis, come here." He said, "What do you want?" I said, "Your car is running very well." I said, "Your car is running very well." But I won the Conn Smythe. So.
Well, it's funny. We had Jerry Petrie on the show a couple of weeks ago, and he was your agent as well as Denny Savard's agent, and pretty funny stuff there.
Yeah, that was good. That's fun.
So now, December 31st, 1975, Montreal Canadiens and the Soviet Red Army. It was New Year's Eve, and someone called it the best hockey game ever played. You guys dominated the play, but your pal Trechak, who was swimming in your pool later on, you got a big goal for you, a nice high shot off Guy Lafleur off the boards, and then you scored on the rebound. I think that put you guys up 3-1 at the time, but they came back to battle and earned a 3-3 draw. But what was it like to participate in that? There's a shot from Lafleur off the boards, and this is going to be corralled by Yvan Cournoyer. Turns, shoots, scores, beats Trechak close side. So tell us, what was it like to be part of this game?
You know that was our team, just Montreal Canadiens. That was not an all-star team. So
right,
we have the team. We know we could beat them, but now we know their style a little bit. We have Scotty Bowman, and we were practicing sometime the practice at the forum. The way they were playing, we knew exactly maybe better what to do. But Tretiak was fantastic that game, and I think for the people, the first game we lost 7-3 at the forum, and they were just said, "Oh, okay, what we're going to do now with just our team against them?" And there was a lot of people. They were maybe don't know what's going to happen, but we were ready for them, and we play one of our best game for a long time. We that year against them, and they still tied the game, I think. So Tretiak was the first star.
No doubt about that. I mean, you guys totally dominated playing that game, but it was a great game. Fantastic game. Two incredibly skilled, best in Russia, best in Canada, and yeah, it was a great game. What was it like to play with Guy Lafleur? We lost him recently, and such a tremendous player.
Joe, and I see him first practice. I look at him. I did see him too much junior. He was in Quebec, but after the first practice, I said, "Wow, I'm very glad. I know with this guy on the team, we're going to have a chance to win more Stanley Cup." And I win 5 Stanley Cup with Guy. So, but he was very an honest player. He was playing for the team. He did very well for himself, but he was always thinking about the team. And he left much too quick. We were both ambassador, Guy and I, for Montreal Canadiens. And I knew Guy over 45 years. And we have a chance to work together, maybe like 3 times a month minimum. And when he left, I was very sad. He left too quick.
That he did, no doubt about that. So in 1975, you became captain of the Maple Leafs. Sorry, the Maple Leafs, captain of the Montreal Canadiens. Went on to win 4. That would be funny. You did wear the Maple Leaf at one time, but just for Team Canada. You went on to win 4 straight Stanley Cups. What do you think was your being named captain? You learned from some of the best. I mean, you learned from Beliveau, you learned from Henri Richard, but what do you think you picked up and what was your biggest contribution as captain of the Habs?
A big compliment. You vote. You arrive in the morning at the crisis, and the coach said, "We're going to vote for a captain," and everybody they voted for me, and that's why it was a great honor, because you feel then you really part of the team. So all the guys vote for a captain, and it's not the team who named the captain. So that was a lot. So I was I think I'm gonna score there. Oh,
yeah. That's a beautiful. You see the wheels there. I mean, you just exploded, and
that was fun. But I'm really. I was sitting beside Jean Beliveau when I arrived in the room, and I learned a lot from Jean. And Jean always said, "I'm your captain, not just during the season, but if you have a problem during the year or whatever, I be there for you." So I learned, and Henry was the captain after, and the desire he had on the ice to win. He showed us, how to win a little bit. So, and I try to keep the same the same way. We have to win. One year we lost 10 games, I think, and we said, "Oh, nobody's going to tie that. It's impossible. Even us, no, we're not going to beat that 10 games all year long." And the year after, we lost 8. So I guess more you win, more you want to win, and you got to be afraid to lose. I mean, somebody sometime asked me if I remember all the years of the Stanley Cup I won. I said I don't remember all the years, but I remember when we lost against Toronto. That I remember. So we were sure to win. We did respect them, and we get beat. So that one I remember. So I'll make sure for the rest.
Wow, that's interesting. You remember the one you lost, because I guess that's the one that motivates you and tells you that you won't lose anymore. I think in Toronto we've had a few of those situations where they've lost a few playoff series in a row here now, and that's got to sting a little bit, and hopefully that motivates them to improve, to get to that next level.
Yeah, I guess so. After that, we said, "Hey, we got to respect the other team," and that's what happened. We did respect them, and we had a younger team, better team, but playoff is playoff. It's a different ball game.
Right. Well, it's such great teams. I mean, maybe the 75-76 team, maybe the 76-77. I don't know. That is the team you lost 8 games. Is that 76-77? Is that the team that lost only 8 games?
I think so.
Right. So that a lot of people say that could be the greatest NHL team of all time. I mean, that was an incredible season for you guys.
Oh, we had the potential. Different players always score every game. I mean, one time was Lemaire, Steve Shutt, or Guy, or at the end maybe myself a little bit. But we have so much talent. We have the 4 best defensemen in the league, and we have the big 3: Larry Robinson, Serge Cournoyer, Guy Lapointe, and we were Ken Dryden in the net. I mean, we were a perfect team, and everybody was good. So
right, and not a bad coach in Scotty Bowman either, right? So
very good.
So, I mean, it just seems that you're named captain of the team and you rattle off 4 straight Stanley Cups. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Well, that's what I told Phyllis Buzito in Toronto one day. I said, I got operated this one twice, this one last year. He said, hockey is pretty hard for our body. I said, no, Phil, it's not the game. It's because I lifted the Stanley Cup too often over my head. He did like that.
The shoulders are really sore, Phil. I mean, all this lifting of the cup, right? So, well, listen, Yvon, you did get banged up a considerable amount over your career, and ultimately led to an early end to your career. Really, I mean, 16 years seems like a pretty long time for an NHL career, but you could have probably gone on longer if it weren't for all the injuries. Tell us about what I know. You had a lot of stitches. How many stitches did you have?
Oh,
in your face,
over 250, maybe. I don't know. I don't count them. I lose the teeth, concussion a couple of times, but I don't remember the concussion. So,
right.
But that was amazing years, and but I was very blessed to win all the Stanley Cup with my teammate. So very, very lucky.
Well, we actually have a video too of you wearing a football style mask. Vic, if you can roll that. What would have happened in this particular case when we saw Yvon wearing the football style mask?
I had a broken
Let's see a better
nose.
shot after the goal. Okay.
Yeah, I had
okay.
a broken nose, and I wanted to come back, so I said to the trainer, I said, "Can you make me some helmet? I can play because I never play with a helmet." So I would just want to protect my nose a little bit if I got another shot on my face. So that was it. So
Obviously, it didn't affect your playmaking abilities. I have another really nice pass that you made for Pierre Mondu. Vic, can we find that one? I mean, obviously, you made it. Here's behind the back. Boom! Look at that. No look. I mean, that was a Gretzky-like pass before Gretzky came along, right? Look at this. Look at this. Oh, yeah. Spinorama move. Here we go. Right on the tape. Boom.
And Pierre Mondu was very good guys. Pierre was a good scorer. He was a good player, and I price fix that on the power play. Sometime you can don't look at the play. You have to have a good vision, and I think Gretzky was very special for that. He had a wide vision on the ice. So, and I tried it and it worked. So lucky.
Ultimately, was it the back injury that you said you can't continue anymore? Is that what happened?
Yeah, the doctor. I had my first back surgery, and I came back after for a year or two, and the pain came back. And the second one, the doctor said, we have no choice. We got to operate again, and it's going to be tough to come back. And I try to play a few exhibition games, and I try to come back. And I had signed for 2 more years. I could have played 2 more years, healthy. But my legs the pain was the nerve in the legs, and that was sore. So at one point I said, I cannot continue. And after I retire, I have 2 more back surgery. So I have 4 back surgery. But now I feel good. I feel okay. So that was tough. It took me a good year. When you retire and you want to retire, it's I don't know, but I think it would be easier. But when you retire because of an injury and you want still to play, took me a good year before I can take it. So that was a tough year. The best moment
you mentioned you had
the best moment I said when I make the team, and the worst moment when I retire.
Right. Yeah, greatest moment making the team, and then when you got to pack it in. You mentioned you had a couple of concussions. Any lingering effects from the concussions, or did that?
No, I was lucky, and I had a good one. The first shift in the third period, I was against Detroit. I think Doug Barkley was 6'5" and over 200 pounds. I make a bad pass like this, like I did with Mondu, and he was backing up, and he changed his mind, and I get hit right when I turn around, and I wake up. The game was over. I was out for 3 period, and 4 days after, I was on the ice.
Wow. Yeah. So, but do you think the game's safer today? Are you happy to see the way the game is played today in terms of injuries and concussions?
Oh yeah, especially for concussion. Concussion can stay with you for a long time. So, and after that, I see guys who's got 2, 3, or 4 concussion, and soon they get hit. It's afraid. You can stay after you retire. You can still problem with that. So it's very important. And if you think you have a concussion, to look at it right away and to take the time to heal it.
Right. Take that time off. Don't rush yourself back to the rink. Right, for sure. So you mentioned retiring, and of course the Canadiens retired your number 12 Dickie Moore's number 12 as well. Why did you choose the number 12? What prompted that?
Well, I did not choose it. They gave it to me.
There you go.
Dickie Moore was just traded to I think it's St. Louis or Toronto, and Dickie was a very, very good player. And when they gave me number 12, uh, I said I have to do very well with that number because I replace a player that is doing very well for the Montreal Canadiens. He was a tough guy, good scorer, a good player, and I said I have to work hard enough to honor it that number. And I think when they retired the sweater, I was very happy to be with him on the ice with me. And Dickie Moore was really everybody likes him before. So, but when they retire your sweater, it's unbelievable. All the sacrifice you make to play hockey, and this is what we like the most in life. It's for us is to play hockey. So, but when they retire your sweater, all the memory for operation and cut and the hard work you do, I would do it all again. So I was very, very happy. And it's a big honor to have your sweater retire.
There's no question about that. And you talk about honoring the number. Oh my God! Nobody wore a jersey more honorably than you did. You certainly honored the number 12 and honored the Montreal Canadiens jersey. What was better, the having your jersey retired or being inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame?
Well, to have both is not bad. To have both of them, it's not bad.
Yeah.
The Hall of Fame, you are part of the group is the best in the NHL, and to retire your sweater, you're there for all the time. I mean, every time I go to the Bell Center, I see my sweater upstairs, and you're there forever. So it's a big honor too. But to have both, I would take both.
Yeah, that's not bad. You got both, take both. But yeah, it must be pretty cool sitting in the Bell Center, looking up, and there we go. Hey, oh yeah, that's my number. Yeah, there's my number. It's kind of cool. Yeah, that's me. The pandemic is kind of there's less problems with that nowadays, and you're getting a chance to travel again with the Habs and represent the team. And is it nice to be able to do that again?
Oh yes, I mean, to be an ambassador of the Montreal Canadiens all over the world. I mean, you'd be amazing how many people knows the Montreal Canadiens. No matter where I travel, I don't think I'd ever travel even in Europe. When you say what you were doing in life, I said I was playing hockey for the Montreal Canadiens, and people, oh yeah, I know the Montreal Canadiens, and that Montreal Canadiens, I think, is like the New York Yankees in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
You win so many times, and you get like guys like Béliveau, Richard, and Maurice Richard at first, and so it's really an honor to stay with the team. I arrived at the Forum, I was 17, and I left the Forum, I was 35, and I'm still with the Montreal Canadiens for. I'm 78 now, so I'm still with them as representing the team. So I'm very happy to do that.
Definitely a lifer. Listen, Yvon, and you've represented the team. Nobody could have represented that team better than you have, on and off the ice. And it's been a real pleasure having you on the show and catching up. And thank you so much for taking the time to join us.
Thank you for having me. It's a big honor.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Listen, next time you're in Southern Ontario, let me know. We'll hook you up. I'll take you golfing for lunch and golf, if that's okay.
No problem.
And we can hook you up with some fine Italian clothing as well. So thank you. Thank you so much, Yvan. Yvan Cournoyer.
Thank you to have
More sports when we come back.
More Joe Tilley's Great Canadian Sports Show coming up after the break.
Guests on Joe Tilley Sports receive a gift certificate from Classica Imports. Top of the line imported men's clothing. Check out the Classica Essential Collection now. Go to shopclassica.com. Addiction Rehab Toronto, Toronto's #1 alcohol and drug treatment center, saving lives, reuniting families. The only treatment center in the province to offer medical detox, treatment, sober living, and lifetime aftercare all in one place. Our unique and specialized programs are designed to equip our clients with the tools to successfully lead a life of dignity, respect, and purpose. Let us help save your life or your loved one's life. Call today for more information or to facilitate an intervention. 1-855-787-2424 or visit addictionrehabtoronto.ca. Joe Tilley Sports is brought to you by COSA, Central Ontario Standardbred Association, providing a united voice for harness horse people racing at Ontario tracks. Check out your benefits today at COSAonline.com and check out COSA TV on Facebook and YouTube for all the latest harness news and live action updates. Live racing year-round. Go to hpibet.com for all your wagering options. Become a member today, and your first bet is free. That's hpibet.com.
Do you know why that happened? You didn't fix your ball mark. The birds around here are very protective of the course, and when people don't take care of it, this is what happens. It's pretty simple. Just find your mark, fix it, and at least one other. Hey, look at the bright side. We're not up on the northern course. They've got bears and moose. Visit moregolf.ca today. You'll find everything a golfer could need, from balls, gloves, and clubs to custom fitting opportunities and training gear. Go to moregolf.ca and get $20 off your first purchase of $100 or more. Just enter the promo code JTSports.
Yes, time for my COSA Swiss pick of the week. Last week I went to Mohawk for Thursday night ninth race, the second leg of the Ontario Sire Stakes for 3-year-old filly trotters. I took the number 7 horse at Derek Castle with James McDonald in the buggy. Derek Castle took the lead of the quarter, never looked back, cruising in 153-3. Mark Etzel, the trainer and owner. It was McDonald's 5th win of the night. This week, I'm back at Mohawk for Thursday night's first leg of the Ontario Grassroots Series for 2-year-old pacing colts, the 10th race, and we've got a hockey-related thing going here. I'm going to take the number 6 horse, Olchik, driven by Sylvain Filion, and I'm throwing in the number 3 horse, the Golden Jet, and I'll toss in the 1 horse for the exacta and trifecta box. For all the racing updates, visit COSA TV on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Go to hpibet.com for your wagering options.
This is the Excellent Sports Adventure, brought to you by Lycom.
It was a day, a series we were all looking forward to. Blue Jays home to the Rays on Vlad and Dad bobblehead day. Yes, Vladimir Guerrero Sr. on hand to throw at the ceremonial first pitch to Vlad Jr. First game of the doubleheader between the Jays and the Rays. And in the second inning, Kevin Gausman takes a Wander Franco liner off the ankle. Gausman left the game. Fortunately, X-rays were negative, although he may miss a start. Casey Lawrence came in and gave up 6 runs. The Jays ended up getting shellacked in both ends of the twin bill. Ended up losing 3 straight games to Tampa. Now it's off to the left coast for 7 games. They're looking to shore up their pitching.
We said we're playing Boston and the Rays, right? Tough schedule, and we went 4-4. It goes back to what I always talk about, pitching. the moment Gospin goes down, now you got to use the whole bullpen. Now you got Lawrence trying to stretch out and give us a chance. He kind of did. Then Hatch struggle, and of course Streb kind of struggle a little bit today more than usually. And we faced their 3 best starters. So, that's how it goes. It's about pitching, man. It doesn't matter how much, there's so much you can hit. And that's why they probably took the last 3, because they had their good pitchers going.
Well, that's baseball, isn't it? Trey Ford's first CFL start turned out pretty well for the Edmonton Elks. The 24-year-old Hamilton native helped engineer a nice comeback against his former city. Ford completed 15 of 26 passes for 159 yards and a touchdown after a shaky start. The former Heck Crichton Trophy winner from Waterloo was also intercepted once. The game was tied late when Scott Hunter tackled Hamilton quarterback Dane Evans, knocked the ball loose. Jalen Collins recovers for the touchdown, lifting the Elks past the Ticats 29-25. The Argos rallied from 14 down against the Blue Bombers. McLeod Bethel Thompson with a couple of second-half TD tosses, but Boris Beatty missed an extra point with 25 ticks left, allowing the Blue Bombers to escape with a 23-22 victory. Oh, no. After another tough home loss for Toronto FC, a 2-0 setback to the Seattle Sounders, Reds fall to 5-10-3, 6 points out of a playoff spot. They'll host San Jose this week, trying to get back on the rails. Lucas Body has earned his first pro boxing title. The 28-year-old from Niagara Falls stopped Diego Fabian Eligio of Mexico to claim the NABF lightweight belt on the weekend. Body improves to 11-0 with 11 knockouts. The kid can bang like another Niagara Falls lightweight named Billy Irwin. Congratulations to Michael Glidgick. He, Burlington, earned a top 10 finish at the PGA's John Deere Classic. Now here's our one-shot shootout shot of the week.
God damn it.
4! Our shot of the week is brought to you by One Shot Shootout. It only takes one shot.
Oh, there you go.
Kenny McAndrews sticking it on the green. Oh, yeah, baby. Very good.
Today's environmental tip: keep your drinks in reusable containers. Instead of buying individually packaged drinks, consider buying a bulk container for your favorite beverage. And buy a reusable bottle. Not only will this help the environment, but it will also help you save money. Rycom, passionate people who turn complicated business problems into simplified technology solutions for public and private sector real estate, properties, portfolios, and enterprise customers. Optimize and future-proof smart buildings from the ground up. The latest in fault locating, base building network design, managed services, cybersecurity, data analytics. Our fault detection will support all smart strategies, define projected outcomes for capital planning, and reduce environmental impact. Rycom, smart protection solutions. At Rycom, we're building a path to a smart and environmentally friendly future.
We want to thank all the folks who make this show possible. These are friends, trusted business associates, and all-around great folks. We highly recommend them all. A reminder that the show is available on iTunes, Spotify, Breaker, Radio Public, Google Podcasts, and Pocket Cast, as well as the Spanglish Network, Zingo TV, and Buzz TV Live. I also want to get you to check out the YouTube channel. There are past shows, weekly sportscasts, all kinds of cool segments on there. Like and subscribe. It's all free. Thanks once again to the great Yvan Cournoyer for being on the show. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week when Brad Smith of the Avalanche drops by. We'll see you then.
Joe Tilley's Great Canadian Sports Show is brought to you by Brian Gribben Insurance Planning, helping you solidify your financial future.
At BGIP, what we do that's unique in the marketplace is we show people how to spend and enjoy their money in the early years of retirement without the fear of running out. Also, we're able to do this without you having to change financial advisors. Please look us up at bgip.ca today. Let's book a 30-minute phone call to see how we can bring value to you and your family in your planning.
Call Brian today for all your retirement needs. We did. 905-686-5678. Do you want to buy or sell a home? Could 31 years of real estate experience help you? Why not speak to an amazing team that loves to overpromise and overdeliver? Aldo has a tremendous team of experts on staff. They are committed to making your next real estate transaction smooth and comfortable. Call 416-GET-ALDO or visit getaldo.com. MNP, a leading Canadian national accounting, tax, and business accounting firm. MNP proudly serves and responds to the need of their clients in the private, public, and nonprofit sectors. Through partner-led engagements, MNP provides a collaborative, cost-effective approach to do business and personal strategies to help people and organizations to succeed across the country and around the world. With local offices in Oshawa, Mississauga, Burlington, and more, their team is here to support you. Visit mnp.ca today to learn more.
The UPS store in Brooklyn wants to help your small business thrive. We offer shipping and more, like our pack and ship guarantee. Plus, we offer graphic design services, fast digital printing, secure document shredding, and mailboxes with a real address. Visit 31 Baldwin Street in Brooklyn, Ontario. Say you saw this on Joe Tilley's Great Canadian Sports Show, and we'll tell you how to save 10% every day.